Hi everyone, this is a movie about two-step conversion factors used in solving problems involving moles. So here's a question: how many atoms in 5 grams of copper? So we always start with what we know. We know we have 5 grams of copper. And we're trying to figure out how many atoms we have. Well, we know that we can, if you don't know where to start, go to the periodic table and get the molar mass of copper. So if you go here and you look up copper, it's this number right here, which we are going to use. So we know that the molar mass of copper, by looking at the periodic table, is 63.5 grams in a mole. We can also use 1 mole over 63.5 grams. Whenever we're asked about numbers of particles, it could be atoms or atoms or molecules. Molecules are for covalent compounds, or formula units, which is the special word for ionic compounds. So we know that number is 6.022 times 10 to the 23 particles in a mole. Or you could use it the other way around. 1 mole is equivalent to 6.022 times 10 to the 23 particles. In this case, we're dealing with copper, and copper is the smallest particle of copper that has the chemical composition of copper is an atom. So what are we going to use first? We shouldn't really use one of these because that's not going to get grams. You're not going to get rid of grams. Let's start with one of these first. So which one are we going to pick? The one with grams over mole, which would give you a unit in grams squared over mole, or this one here, 1 mole over 63.5 grams. That's the one we use. 1 mole over 63.5 grams. So by multiplying by that, my grams will cancel down to moles. Now I want to get atoms, so am I going to use this one here or this one here? We want to get rid of moles, so let's choose 6.022 times 10 to the 23. It's not particles, these are atoms. So 6.022 times 10 to the 23 atoms in a mole. So notice my moles will cancel and my answer will be in atoms. So put all those numbers in your calculator and you will get 2.7 times 10 to the 22. So make sure you get that number in your calculator when you're trying to figure it out. Actually, I made a mistake. I can't do my math. It's not that. It is 4.7 times 10 to the 22 atoms. So notice you have 2 sig figs here, so your answer here should have 2 sig figs. These 2 numbers here are defined numbers, so we don't use them to limit our sig figs. Okay, next question. How many formula units? So formula unit is the smallest entity of an ionic compound. I put molecules in bracket because often we don't go to the precision of using the word formula units, and sometimes we use molecules, but the proper word is formula units. So let's say we have 5.00 grams of calcium chloride, and we want to get molecules. So we're going to multiply that by the molar mass of calcium chloride, which is, and you look on the periodic table, you'll get 111 grams of calcium chloride. And we know that there are 6.022 times 10 to the 23 formula units. I don't know if I should write FU, I'll write formula units in a mole. Okay, so what will cancel? Moles will cancel. Grams will cancel. And we put that in our calculator, and you will get 2.71 times 10 to the 22 formula units. Okay, so notice that what all cancels. Notice I have it all in a nice line. I've started with my known and I'm showing how my units cancel. I've got the right number of sig figs here as this one here. So that's good. Now the next question here, it's close. It says, how many atoms of chlorine are in 5 grams of calcium chloride? Okay, so it's similar to the question above, except it's asking for the atoms, not the formula units. So you're starting with the known. You have 5.00 grams of calcium chloride. You'd convert it to moles by multiplying by 111 grams of calcium chloride. See how these cancel down to moles. And I know there's 6.022 times 10 to the 23 formula units in 1 mole. Okay, but we don't want formula units. We want atoms of chlorine. And we know that there are 2, see this number here? 2 atoms of chlorine in 1 formula unit of calcium chloride. And this would be formula unit of CaCl2. So let's see what cancels. My grams cancel, my moles cancel, my formula units of calcium chloride cancel. And I put all these numbers, so 5 divided by 111 multiplied by this, use the EE button for the 23, times 2. And that will give me 5.43 times 10 to the 22 atoms. So just be mindful of that. Atoms and molecules. And one more question here. How many molecules in 42.1 liters of hydrogen? So we're given 42.1 liters of hydrogen. Now think, what conversion factor had liters in it? It was 22.4 liters in 1 mole. Which one am I going to use? Am I going to use that one or this one? I want to get rid of liters and convert it to moles, because once I have moles, there's a conversion factor to convert moles to molecules. So I'm going to multiply it by 1 mole over 22.4 liters, and then multiply that by 6.022 times 10 to the 23 molecules in a mole. And so my liters will cancel, my moles will cancel. Put that in the calculator and I will get 1.13 times 10 to the 24 molecules. Okay, so notice I started with my known, multiplied it by my conversion factors, got my units to cancel, things pretty tidy, and I've got my unit here with the right number of sig figs. So 3 sig figs here, my answer has to have 3 sig figs. There you go. That's it.